Welcome back to another Porsche car whisperer video. I'm doing another requested video today for you guys. I've actually had a lot of requests about doing this video, so I'm very excited to finally get the chance to do it. And it is, what are the differences between adaptive cruise control as well as Porsche Innodrive? How do you initiate it? And should you option it on your next Porsche? Well, let's go ahead and get into it. Okay, so what exactly is adaptive cruise control and how do you tell if your Porsche is optioned with it? Well, in the very front part of the grille, you're going to see a black sensor. That is the adaptive cruise control sensor. But what is adaptive cruise control? Well, it's the system that sends out electromagnetic waves up to about 820 feet to be able to tell how fast the car in front of you is going, and then you can also set the distance. So it helps just ease of driving as you're going on those long road trips. So if the car in front of you is going 65 miles an hour, you can set your car to follow it at 65, or if it speeds up, you can have it speed up or slow down if it needs to slow down. Now, you can also set a distance. Now, this is all done through that sensor by sending out those electromagnetic waves, and as those frequencies come back to the car, that's how we know how far away the car is in front of you. It's typically done with about 77 gigahertz as its frequency, and we can set it to about 4 or 5 different levels on our Porsches, so you can set a safe distance. Now that distance is going to vary depending on your exact speed, but that is the easiest way to tell if your car has adaptive cruise control, and that's just a quick synopsis of what adaptive cruise control is. Now, if you have Porsche Innodrive, you're going to have this sensor as well as a camera that's going to be up in the very front part of the windshield. Now, what is Innodrive? Well, it does everything that adaptive cruise control does, but it also takes navigation data into effect. So, for example, if you're driving at a particular speed and all of a sudden looks like there's a decent bend that's coming up and you have Innodrive activated, your car's going to automatically start to slow down for you so you can take that bend. It's also going to use sign recognition. So let's say that you're passing a street sign. It will be able to read the street sign on the side, and it will either be able to speed up or slow down your car based on those speeds. Now, of course, this system's also going to be able to slow down and speed up. It's also going to be able to come to a stop as well. And then if you're at a stop for more than 15 seconds, you're going to have to just tap the accelerator pedal to get your car back going again. But the Innodrive system is very, very smart, and it actually reads navigation data all the way up until about 2 miles ahead of where you're driving. So it's a very, very smart system, and that's something I would highly recommend. Now, not all of our cars are going to have adaptive cruise control. Not all of our cars are going to have Porsche Innodrive. All the cars with Porsche Innodrive are the Taycan, the Cayenne, the 911, and the Panamera. Now, you can either get adaptive cruise control or adaptive cruise control with Innodrive on all of those vehicles, and then the Macan, you're only able to option it with adaptive cruise control by itself, not able to add that Porsche Innodrive. Now, Porsche Innodrive also goes hand in hand with something called active lane keep assist. So as you're going at slower speeds, let's say you're on the freeway and you have a long commute home and you're going slow, it's going to give you steering inputs as well as speed up and slow down the car based on the cars in front of you. Porsche is all about driving. We're not about having the car drive for you, but this is just more comfort as you're going on those longer road trips. So let's go ahead and hop into the side, talk a little bit more about the systems, and then show you guys how to activate them. I'll see you guys on the inside. Okay, so now that we're on the inside, I'm going to show you guys exactly how do you activate these systems and what, again, are some of the differences between adaptive cruise control and Porsche Innodrive. So here on the very bottom left-hand corner of the steering wheel, you're going to see this stalk, and you're going to be able to turn on any of the driver assistance systems. And all you're going to do is press the very end of that stalk. Then you'll be able to then click the mode, which is the very bottom section. You can go through all the different assistance systems: lane keep assist, active lane keeping, Porsche Innodrive, ACC, as well as the limiter. So I'm going to go ahead and just start off with ACC, as this system isn't quite as in-depth as it is for the Porsche Innodrive. So I'm going to go ahead and put her into drive, and let's go ahead and see how she works. So these systems, they'll be able to operate from 19 miles an hour all the way up to 130 miles an hour. So that's pretty dang fast. But I'm only going just 7 miles an hour right now, so I'm not going to be able to actually use the system here at this moment. But here in a second, we'll see exactly how she works, and then you'll see here on the upper left how that system is starting to work on the left portion here of the instrument cluster. And you can tell that it's passive, but it's actually not turned on here at the moment. So for me to turn it on, I'm going to want to use this left-hand stick part of the lower left-hand section for the cruise control, which we're going to go right up here, and we're going to follow this car, so you'll be able to see it follow this system. So we're going to go ahead and take a right. That was an intersection assist warning. You just saw that just says that somebody's coming over to the left of us. So for us to go ahead and activate the speed, we're going to go ahead and go and press forward on this section, and now you'll see that we have the adaptive cruise control set for 39 miles an hour, and active lane keep assist is active. It's showing a green small little steering wheel. Now if we want to increase the speed, we're just going to have to go ahead and go forward with this stock. If you go slowly, it's only going to go 1 mile an hour at a time. If you press and hold it, it's going to go 5 miles an hour at a time. And the same thing for going back. So I can press and hold it, it'll go back in 5 mile an hour increments at the exact same time. So I'm going to go ahead and speed it up here. Now there's no cars here in front of us, but here in a second there should be. So I'm going to go ahead and actually get over. Now you can see that there's a car in front of us. Now there's a little distance control section here. I can either make it closer or I can make it further away. So the car is automatically braking based on me changing these different dynamics of it. So that's only if there's somebody in front of us, it will automatically start to follow that car. So let me work on getting my way up here. You'll see how it's green here at the moment. I'm going to go ahead and press up again. That's going to actually resume the system. And now it's following the car in front of me. And I could potentially take my hands off the wheel. I'm not going to do so, because that's obviously a little bit dangerous. Now there was a car that just pulled here in front of us. The car automatically slowed down. Now you can see the distance control. We're pretty far away, so the car is even slowing down more and more to get away from that car. Now I'm going to go ahead and I want to rein it in. So I'm going to bring in that system, and the car will automatically start to speed up and bring the car a little bit closer to us, based on our speed, of course. So right now we've only got it set for 55. The speed limit's showing there that it's technically 65. So I'm going to go ahead and go around this bend here. So at the moment there's no cars. I'm going to make sure it's active. It's set for 60 miles an hour. I'm going to go ahead and increase the speed. We're going to go 75. We're going to stay behind this car here in front of us. You can see on the left-hand side the distance control. Again, the distance to go forward, you're going to want to go up with it to be able to get the car in front of you a little bit closer. To get a little bit further distance, you're going to want to go ahead and actually push up. And then now we're 2 ticks away. The car's going to slow down just a little bit. I'm going to make it go 3 ticks away. And now there's no car in front of us, but if there is, the car is going to automatically speed up to go 75 miles an hour, as that's the speed we currently have it set at. Until there's somebody in front of us, then it's going to automatically adapt, as well as do the distance control automatically as part of this adaptive cruise control system. So again, I have it set for 75 here at the moment. Car's going to go 75 up until when a car pulls in front of us. Now there's a car in front of us at the moment, so I have it set to 3 clicks. And again, that distance will vary a little bit depending on how fast you go. I want to get a little bit closer to this guy in front of me. So I'm going to go ahead and go down with the control stock. Now that's going to bring us within 2 clicks. And I could do it again to even get just a little bit closer if I'd like. Now, the car's slowing down because that gentleman's slowing down. Now I'm going to go ahead and put the car in Porsche Innodrive. So to switch the system, there's going to be a little mode switch here at the very bottom portion of that stock. I use this right scroller to go up to Porsche Innodrive. And now you'll see that it says PID, and it also shows the miles per hour. Porsche Innodrive, monitor the adjusted speed. So now again, this is going to take the navigation data into account, and then we also have the active lane keep assist. So if there's any bends, the car is going to automatically slowly start to brake. as it's doing right here at this moment. All of a sudden we have a bunch of traffic, and I have the distance set to 2 clicks. Now, if I was going, oop, there's another guy that pulled in front of us. Now it's slowed down even more. If I was to be just cruising along and the camera that we talked about earlier was to find a speed limit sign to go slower, the car would automatically slowly start to slow down as we go through that section. And then if it reads another speed sign, either here part of the navigation or part of this camera, the camera will always override those speed limit signs. So if let's say that the navigation data is a little bit behind, then that won't be taken into account. It'll be what the camera actually sees. So at the moment, we're just kind of cruising along. I could potentially take my hands off the steering wheel at the moment, as it's going to make a little bit of small inputs into our steering, and you'll see that the steering wheel is automatically going. But again, now it's saying driver control required. Porsche is all about the drive, not necessarily the car driving us. Now this system is going to do it 2 miles ahead of where we are currently at, so it's going to read all the data. Now, if we have a navigation destination input, it's also going to show as we're turning here on this left portion of this instrument cluster when a bend is coming up, because again, it is reading the future portions of our trip all into account. So again, the car is automatically pretty much driving itself. You see how it's turning the steering wheel once again. And if we end up coming down all the way to a stop, car will end up stopping. If somebody pulls in front of us, the collision warning is going to come on, and it will try to abruptly stop the car. Now, a little caveat is this isn't going to take all of the attention that you should be paying this car. You shouldn't be just doing Porsche Innodrive constantly, and you're still going to want to be, of course, paying attention as you're driving the car. But there we go. We pretty much just stopped. Currently, it's showing me the speed limit's 55. I have the Innodrive set to 75. We're definitely not going to be going that speed, as there's plenty of cars here in front of us. If there is somebody that's to pull in front of us, again, there's going to be that collision warning. It's first going to show us here in the instrument cluster, then it's going to make an acoustic warning, then the brake is going to actually jolt us, telling us we need to slow down, and then it's going to try to do a brake intervention if you're not paying absolutely no attention, and it's not guaranteed to have it stop and avoid the collision, as you should be paying maybe a little bit more attention and not just letting the car kind of do what it does. But that's pretty much an overview of how Porsche Innodrive works, as well as adaptive cruise control. Again, not all the cars have the Porsche Innodrive system with that active lane keeping, but if you plan on doing your car as a daily driver, I highly recommend this system, as it takes a lot of the pressure off of you as you're driving. Of course, you should, again, still be paying attention, but it just makes it for a lot easier commute as that system drives itself almost, so to speak. So I hope this was very helpful for you guys. I tried to make it as easy as possible, as these systems are very in-depth. And again, if you guys have any questions, please leave them down in the comments below. We'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. I just want to thank some of you for watching the video this far through. Now, something I did forget to talk about is just for the Taycan, we have something called FOD, which stands for Function on Demand. So if you don't have Porsche Innodrive, or if you don't have Active Lane Keep Assist, that's something that you can add after the fact, but you already have to have ACC to be able to add it. So I'm going to show you guys how do you add it to your car. You can either do a trial period, or you can do it unlimited. So let's go ahead and dive into it. So as soon as you're here in My Porsche, you will see your vehicles will be in this My Vehicles section. And then what you'll want to do is you're going to want to go to the back to the home page and go very to the bottom, click on Porsche Connect Store. It's not going to pre-populate the car for me since I don't have a Taycan, but I'll just select the Taycan. So select model for me, Taycan. This is where it's going to give us the FOD, Function on Demand, as you can see right here. So we can add active lane keeping, 3 months for free. There's a subscription trial for $26 a month, or $956 for the rest of time. Also can do PDLS Plus, a little over $1,700. And then there's Porsche Innodrive, so $956. Again, you'll have to have adaptive cruise control. But if you click in here, it's going to tell you that you do have to have adaptive cruise control. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to add it. So you'll just have to go through here and make sure, of course, that your car does have adaptive cruise control, which it says right here at the bottom. This function requires adaptive cruise control already in the vehicle. There's a couple more functions down here towards the bottom. Intelligent range manager, not going to talk about that today. And then charging service, that's included for 3 years, as most of you guys know, on those Taycans. So just wanted to give you guys this little bit of a tidbit here on the Taycan, that now we have something called FOD, where you can add some of these functions later if you didn't have it optioned from the factory.